future. So that's why this is on YouTube, and now it's on live. Okay. So before anything else, let's hear some beautiful words from David.
I don't know about beautiful word. Good afternoon, everyone. What a lovely day again it is. And it's good to see you all again. I can see at least one name. Is it Ale or Ali Duncan? Welcome. It may be your first time you've joined us. So just to explain, this is the Mindfulness Monday, which we used to run at the Health Village in Aberdeen in collaboration with the Aberdeen City Health and Social Care Partnership. And in those days, it was very easy. We just turned up at the Health Village, put the chairs out, and people came. 2 sessions, each about 45 minutes. And people just walked through the door. And in those days, we had perhaps, Jean, we had maybe 15 or 20 people at each session. These days, it's different. You have to know about Zoom. You have to know a bit about YouTube. And when we started this, you have to know a bit about Facebook Live as well. So that's in the nature of the mindfulness practice that we share. And looking at all the names, most of you are already familiar with the practice of mindfulness meditation because you've been at Mindfulness Mondays that often, or perhaps you've been joining us on Facebook Live and Zoom for quite a long time now. And some of you will have been on the courses that we offer originally at the Credo Centre, the Credo Cafe in John Street. And just so that you're aware, I'm told that we can now book space there if we want to, as long as we do the risk assessment, observe social distancing, hand gel, cleaning before and after, and supervise one person in and one person out. How the world has changed. But that's in the nature of mindfulness meditation. So Ale or Ali, Aileen. Hi Aileen, very welcome to you. We did put information around the City Council and the NHS through the Health and Social Care Partnership, and you've probably seen the flyers and you're joining us because of that, and you're very welcome. We also do a Wednesday morning mindfulness meditation. So if you want information about that, you'll get the flyer if you've signed up to our email updates. So what we do at Mindfulness Monday is very simply, first of all, talk a little bit about mindfulness and what mindfulness is. And sometimes I talk a little bit about that. More often, the abbot of the meditation center out at West Hill, Jean Sujan, talks about mindfulness meditation and leads the practice. And in case, Eli, you don't know who the monk is the man with the glasses and the sort of ochre-looking gowns. I'm not actually the monk, I'm just a follower. So mindfulness, as we all know, is a state of mind. Mindfulness is about being fully aware of what's happening when it's happening, in the moment it's happening. And the reason we have to learn and practice this is because there are so many distractions in this worldly life that we lead. And in fact, If I'm honest, that's why I joined late this morning. I was out at my allotment enjoying the sunshine, um, planting broad beans, watering, tidying up, mindfully removing the weeds. And I looked at my clock and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm on Zoom. So I had to rush back and join you on Zoom today. And if you like, that's a good example of how we can become so absorbed in something that we are being totally mindful and mindful of what we need to do to prepare the soil for planting something, mindful about the care in which we plant it, mindful about the feed we give it so the roots grow strong, watering in this weather so it doesn't die before the roots get established. And that's a very good example, I think. Mindfulness of growing food, the care and attention that we need to give it. Except, of course, on this occasion, it's also proved a distraction to what I was supposed to be doing at 12:30. So mindfulness is about um, being fully aware with attention what we're doing, when we're doing it. I used to call it fully present. At work, often we had meetings, and although we were discussing something really important, someone would be typing their emails under the desk. Um, Someone else would be probably checking up on the football scores. Um, Someone else might be reading the paper that they were supposed to have read the night before. And maybe only half the people at a meeting were actually fully present. And so when it came to the point when you say any questions, anyone, because we've been discussing this for 15 minutes, you could see the faces of the people who hadn't been present listening to the discussion and wouldn't dare ask a question because, of course, the question they were going to ask had probably already been answered, and it would make you look rather foolish to ask a question that had already been answered. So mindfulness is the practice of being present, being fully present with what we're doing, when we're doing it. Um, and the Buddha called it the middle way, not being at one extreme, not being at the other extreme, the middle way. And of course, meditation practice is the practice that we use to develop our mindfulness. Meditation practice is a practice we use to practice dealing with distractions because I think you all know how it's not actually that easy to sit even for a few minutes and not be distracted by a sound or a smell or a sensation on the body or a thought. So mindfulness meditation is the practice that we use to help us develop the habit of dealing with distractions so that we can be fully present in the moment. However, I'm still, after 8, 9 years, an amateur, still learning the practice, still practicing the practice, and it becomes a lifetime practice because of the distractions that we have in everyday life. It seems almost impossible to escape from the distractions of the computer, emails, text, messaging, Zoom meetings, phone calls, um, the media, the news, people who want us to do this and want us to do that. And of course, the practice of mindfulness meditation is not to exclude those things that are important to us. So when someone needs our attention, our compassion, our empathy. Mindfulness meditation helps us to see that for what it is and to give that attention willingly rather than unwillingly. So with that background, Ajahn, Ajahn never admits to being an expert, but he's more of an expert than I certainly am. I can waffle for a long time about mindfulness meditation. Ajahn Sujan can talk with the knowledge. So with that background, Aileen, welcome to Mindfulness Monday. And Ajahn Sujan will now lead us in a further conversation and then some practice.
Okay, so thank you very much, David, for the reflection of losing his mind in his allotment, forgetting for this course. Same thing. Now, as I said, tomorrow I will be going away to the mountains, and people are asking, "Oh, have you prepared? Or what you gonna do? What food are you gonna take with you? How long you gonna be there?" You know, and so many questions. And have you read the plan? And how you gonna do? And normally, I never plan. I will just have, okay, I'm going, and then I will go. I will just check at the last minute what's going to take, and this, which I have done this morning, what I'm going to take. And in average people, what happens is that whenever these things comes in our life, what happens? We're thinking of, oh, will I be able to do this? Will I be able to do that? Will I be able to control it? Will I be able to manage it? And goes on. Yeah? This goes on and on and on and become a very stressed. Never able to be satisfied that, okay, everything that I have got is enough. And we're still thinking of uncertainty, what is going to be, what I will be. So that sort of a thing. And as David said, mindfulness meditation is about your mind. And when we look at our mind, we know that one of the best filmmaker ever you would have is your mind. So mind is a great filmmaker. Sometimes it can make a different stories out of nowhere. And other times, oh, what a fascinating stories that you can write. It can create so many things. And that's how beautiful our mind is. And practice of a meditation is knowing this beautiful mind. And this beautiful mind is like, it creates so many stories that we are very little aware of. Very little aware of. And a practice of a meditation is like you're having a very good, what's called a lens camera. You're focusing on. In order to get the nice picture, you have to move around that lens until there's no blurredness. And you see it clearly. You see it very clearly. So rather than having any interference, rather than having any interference with our mind, and focusing on the fact exactly what it is, so we have to have a very good lens, and that is the mindfulness we are having. So mindfulness meditation sharpens our awareness and able to see that things what's happening exactly as they are, the factual which is not blurred, which is not blurred. And normally what happens is that events that we see, this mind, or what's called event seen, the mind's eye can end up very differing wildly from person to person. Same people seeing differently and different things. And the object is one thing, and we are seeing is another. And that is a trouble. We don't see the world as it is, but we want to choose what we want to see. And as a result, we make more blur. So rather than seeing a reality, we are seeing as we want it to be. Now, when you look at carefully in those contents that you watch or that you see or that you know, in the mind, what happens is that there will be an object, right? There will be an object, and there will be an interpretation of that object, and then your reaction to that object. So in these three stages of mindset, object, your reaction, object, and then your interpretation of that object, and then your reaction to that object. Which section, let's say it's A, B, C. Right? A is object, or representing the situation that you are in. So situation itself. Now B is your interpretation. You're interpreting that situation, that object. And then a C is your reaction. Among these three, A, B, C, which state of the mind you are in most of the time? Yeah, which state of a mind you are most of the time?
C.
Yeah, C. So A is not the problem. The situation is there. You can't say that this is the only thing. Yeah? A is not the problem. The situation is there. Object is there. And an interpretation about that object is there. And then a C, that's our reaction. And we react at that situation so quick towards likeness and dislikeness, pleasantness and unpleasantness goes on. And here the problem is we have an object and we create, but we are unaware of our interpretation. A practice of a meditation is to see that interpretation. And that interpretation is actually our attitude, how we perceive things. Like there is you may have seen a cow. Right? A cow, we have lots of cow behind our center now, even a big bull. There is a signpost saying, be aware, there's a big bull in the field. So this year we have bull, cow, and calves. So beautiful. And then especially these little calves, when you talk to them, they will just run around. A cow, when you call, they will come. And then for bull, already scares me. So I don't call the bull at all. So a cow, for Hindu, cow is holy. You will venerate the cow. You will pay respect to the cow. And similarly, for the in a Western world, cow is a delicious food. Yeah, I remember one of our members came to visit in our temple here a couple of years ago. I think a few years ago. And then he saw this beautiful cows in the field behind the center. Having seen that, and he said, "Wow, yummy, delicious." See, we see differently different things, and we interpret it differently, and we are unaware of that interpretation, but we're always aware of our reaction, our reaction to that. And that is where all the trouble coming from. And a practice of a meditation is, I have said so many times, is changing our perception to it. The moment when we change our perception to the situation or to the object that we are facing is the moment that everything just changes. It just changes your whole chemistry in your body. And that changes is the key for our happiness. So you may have heard people saying, it's all in the mind. Yeah? Will you agree? It's all in the mind. Sometimes we do agree superficially. Yeah, I know, but we have a big but. So practice of a meditation, as David said early on, is reading your own mind. Yeah, reading your own mind. And we have a small signpost in front of our center now. The only worth reading is your own heart. Yeah? So read your own mind is the practice of a meditation. And this reading your own mind, aware of your own mind, that basically means you're aware of your thoughts. What are you thinking about? What's going in your mind? And this awareness of this thought changes the whole perspective of your life. So your thought, what happens? Your thought creates your future. You are happy or unhappy because you think. What you think about that particular situation, that particular object, or that particular person. A problem is it's not easy to watch our thoughts. Where do we watch this thought? How do we know that I am thinking? That's why we need a foundation. And this foundation is nothing more than your own body. Right? Our body is a foundation, is a platform we are standing on. So we call Satipatthana as a foundation of a mindfulness. Basically means we are bringing this mindfulness and establishing on this foundation. Where? The body. So we are keeping our awareness on this body, and as we are standing on this platform, we will be able to see, oh, this thought is arising. Oh, I am seeing this. Oh, I'm observing it. Yeah? So that's how we will be able to note this thought. Okay? This thought. And this thought is our future. This thought is our future. And many people think that we hear from our ears, we see from our eyes, we have a taste from our tongue, and we have a smell from our nose, and like that. Actually, our mind also has got something feeding it all the time. Mind is always having something. So we are feeding this mind constantly and all the time, always. And that is the reason why when we are thinking too much, we always say, oh, my thought is consuming me. Yeah? Or this thought is consuming me, taking me away. And practice of a meditation is to recognize that this thought is bothering me. This thought is there consuming me. This thought is there making me unable to sleep. People ask me, you've been working so much. Can you sleep? And I said, I drink so many cup of coffees in the past, and I still drink very well. Sleep like a lock at all the time. Because the moment when I go to sleep, I leave everything behind. I don't care what's going on. Huh? This is my time to sleep. So no thoughts are bothering me at all. Yeah? And even I tell myself, it's okay if I do not wake up tomorrow morning. It's a sleep in an easy dying. So I don't need to worry. Happy ending. So it's very easy to go to sleep. No problem. So practice of a meditation is to see that thought. And then step away from it. Step away from it. And when we see that and step away from it, what happens? That thought is no trouble anymore. When we are in the thought, it's like having a bath with the dirty water, thinking that, oh, I am going to clean myself, but you are still in dirty water. So dirty water is like the thought that consuming you. What we have to do, we have to step away from this dirty water and then see, oh, this is a dirty water, like that. And after we have seen it, we are coming out from it. Oh, this is just a part of it, not a whole of my life. And you will be able to see, oh, this is not just a one dirt of water, one a bath dirty water. There's so many other dirty waters all around. We'll be able to see that I am not this dirty water, and this dirty water is no more me. So that basically means I am not this thought, and this thought is not me. I am simply there watching these thoughts, what's happening, observing it, what's happening. Oh, this thought is there. And that's how we will be able to see all A, B, and C. At this moment, we will be able to see that the whole thoughts that is creating and consuming us, basically coming through this eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and a body. And we interpret it. Our interpretation to it causing these thoughts to create and consuming it. When we see somebody and then they didn't respond to us, maybe they are in some business, their mind is thinking about something else, but we perceive it. Oh, I went to see him and he disregarded me, he didn't talk to me. It goes on and thinking all day and night, not only keeping to yourself, you'll be spreading to your friends, you'll be spreading to your brothers and sisters, or even to your mom. Doesn't matter how far they are living. You'll be telling, oh, he ignored me. Who is suffering? That person may not be knowing that, oh, you are there. You were there. Now, our thought is causing a trouble to ourselves, and then we are so good at it. We don't want to just to keep to ourselves. We want to share. Brother, I saw him and he didn't speak. Mom, I met him yesterday and he didn't say anything. Now it goes to the mother, it goes to the brothers, it goes to the sisters. And then what happens? Oh, negativity is all around. And you're thinking that spreading that you will feel happy. Spreading it, telling, oh, I feel better. But no, you're making more troubles. So basically, you become a troublemaker. Yeah. So the practice of a meditation helps us to see these thoughts coming, these thoughts bubbling and creating. It's like a radio, yeah, radio waves coming. We have so many radio channels. Whenever we tune in, we hear that channel, whatever they're going through. Thought is like that. The moment when we channel it, we have it, and we go into that thought, untroubled by with it. So practice of a meditation is like developing this sense of awareness about it. Basically, simply receiving it. This is happening, and observing it. It's like you are being a good spectator. And you're watching the play. As Shakespeare also say, the whole world is a stage that everybody is playing their parts. We become a spectator. We're just watching it. When we are watching, what happens? Perfect. Happy. Now with this, I would like to invite you to sit in comfortable position and see which one you are in, A, B, and C, and how you are relating to it. Okay? As you hear the gong like this, close your eyes and check yourself. Okay? 1, 2, 3. So relax yourself and just checking your emotion, state of emotions, or modes of emotions. The situation that you are in, or an object, an interpretation, or a reaction. Which one do you think you are spending much more time? And how do you relate to it? So being mindful of your own mental state. As I said, we have a foundation that is the body. So awareness of entire body, settling down, grounding yourself on the primary object. As a platform, we're standing there, and from there, we're watching A, B, and C. What's happening there? And why we are having this so much trouble and consumed by this thought? Are you able to just mindfully aware any interpretation rather than any action? You may have heard me saying in the past, practice of a meditation is not about reaction, but it's about response. This is happening. Aha. And David normally used to bring a simile. Thoughts are like a clouds, comes and goes. Do not create any picture of this cloud into this or that. So try to be mindful that what is going through in your mind. And as you're mindful of what's going in your mind or going through in your mind, what can you observe in your body? What types or what sort of sensations or feelings you can observe in your body, and where? And try to go deeper into your mental state. See that how are you reacting to it, or is there any impulse to react to that situation? And if you feel really struggling to locate or to feel relaxed or to know or to feel, don't worry. Just observe breathing in, breathing out, rising, falling. Simply relax yourself. Simply aware of the body sitting, mindful of your body sitting. As you know, meditation is to know wherever you are, whatever you're doing in the present moment. So anything that's going through in our mind, any sensation that is taking place, and any emotional reactions is there, is simply because of our reaction to the situation, reaction to the object. Here we are watching that interpretation. So breathing in, breathing out, rising, falling. Bring your attention to your eyes and see what sort of experience you are having. Is it dark, heavy, or brightness? And what happens in your eyes when you open? So mindfully aware as you open your eyes. Slowly, the lights coming in and opening. So, this is watching our mind. Anyone has got anything to ask? Anything to share? You're most welcome. You unmute yourself and you can ask. Yes, Carmina?
Hello?
Yeah.
I found that a lot of water was coming to my eyes.
Uh-huh.
As soon as you started speaking about concentrating on your eyes, it seemed to be like a waterfall. I don't know why that is. Do you?
It's okay, no worries.
Mm-hmm.
Not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Just aware of it.
Thank you.
Anyone else to share or them? Okay.
Can I?
Okay.
Oh, Alison, go on.
Yeah, what you just said to us was absolutely brilliant. It made so much sense. And I've actually written some notes because when you're talking to us, it makes sense, and you think that's it. But sometimes when you're on your own and you come across a situation, it's not always, it really is that simple, but it isn't always that simple, if you know what I mean. And I suppose, as David has often said to us, it's about practice. You
Yeah.
know, you don't get up and play a piano like a concert pianist in 5 minutes. You've got to keep just gently working at it, and I guess some days it maybe works better than others.
Yeah.
It depends where that monkey mind is, perhaps.
Mm.
But thank you very much for that. That was incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Man, good. If we can know at all the time, we are enlightened. So we are not yet. Okay? No need to worry, Alison. Let's keep practicing. It's like you're on air, now you can hear it. Whenever you are not, you can't hear it. That's all. Okay. David, you want to say something?
Yes, I was. It was a reflection more than anything, but I wondered if other people maybe can relate to it. Um, I'm thinking of the best way to explain it. Um, when we're practicing our mindfulness meditation, because we do practice regularly, and because we are concentrating on the rising and falling of the breath and observing the body, and the mind drifting and coming backwards and forwards like clouds, and we're actually practicing dealing with those clouds or bubbles. You can imagine them as bubbles, and thoughts come and you can pop those bubbles and make those thoughts go away. We're not trying to empty the mind. We're simply observing what's happening and popping the bubbles. And if you like, choosing which to engage with, what's helpful and what's not helpful in that moment. But I was just reflecting on the fact that I was so engaged with my bean planting that it actually became a distraction. It became one and the same. It became a mindful practice, but also a distraction to something else. And in a way, that's life, isn't it? Even when we develop our mindfulness meditation practice and we take that practice into real life, sometimes it can be a distraction as well as a helpful mindfulness practice, if you see what I mean. I'm not explaining it very well, but I guess it's a little bit like what you were saying about going camping and trying to decide. I'm a planner, so I will be the opposite of you. I'm going hill walking on Wednesday, and I will spend all tomorrow putting stuff in and out of my rucksack. What do I take? What do I not take? I'll even probably plan my sandwiches 3 times. So sometimes we can become so focused on something, that focus in itself becomes a distraction.
Yeah. What we have to remember here is that thought is there, thinking will be there, and we shouldn't be disturbed by it. Yeah? We shouldn't be disturbed by this thinking mind. And also, practice of a meditation is not to prevent from having these thoughts. We are not trying to stop thinking at all. Yeah? I used to call it filing my thoughts. Yeah? Filing my thoughts, like being a good secretary to a boss, which one should go first or which one should you put at front, so that as soon as boss comes in, then he knows which one is most important and which one is least. Yeah? So that is mindfulness. So that's why in the practice of a meditation, rather than trying to stop, rather than worrying about it, this is there. Yeah? Recognizing it and acknowledging that, you are here, my friend. Thank you. Yeah? And in the case of whenever we are so focused on something, that basically we have developed this focus, but we haven't developed this clear awareness. Okay, that's why there is two practices. We call it focus or concentration meditation and insight meditation. When we are practicing just the focused meditation, then we are fully focused on one task. We are not worrying about any peripheral actions going on. We do not worry. We completely zoned in, forget about everything. Whereas insight meditation is we are focused on one thing that we are doing, and yet we are conscious about peripheral activities, what's going on. We do not pay much attention to that when we do not react to it, but we are aware of it. So with that, we will be able to deal with that. And having said that, it's not easy job. Having said that, it's not easy job. It comes with the practice. And regular practice, definitely, it brings. Regular practice is gradually you will be able to see those things and able to filing it and which one comes what. Now, inability to filing it, inability to organize that thoughts, and that is we become unskillful. And what happens when unskillful? You will be creating more troubles. It's like a story. It comes in the Buddhism. One man was having a monkey as his assistant. And this monkey was so tame that whatever you tell this monkey, he will do. And this man has planted so many this bean trees, beans, like David has planted beans. And then after planted it, he had some job to do, another city for a couple of days, and then told to the monkey, I'm going away for a few days. Make sure you water it until the water goes to the root. Until the water goes to the root of this beans. And then monkey say, oh, no problem. Don't worry, I will look after and I will water it every day and then check. I will check water goes to the root. I will make sure that water goes to the root. And you know what happened? Master goes. Now, yes, tomorrow he waters it and he want to make sure that these plants got the water to the root. So he pulls and look at it and then put it back. Oh, yes, it has got the root. Each plant this monkey is pulling out, looking at, putting back. He's making sure that these plants has got the water until the root. So that's unskillful action that we are doing. Doing good job, but we are doing unskillfully. So unskillful thoughts that we are having is the symptom for the trouble, symptom for the stress. Can you imagine what happened when the master comes back? Do you think all beings will survive? No. So that's why the practice of a meditation is to be skillful to notice or to find these thoughts. We're basically coming out from this sense of, oh, I can't stand this anymore. Oh, something has to be changed. Oh, why I can't switch it off. Oh, there is something wrong. These are unskillful thoughts. It doesn't bring happiness. It doesn't bring any peace. These are all adding more towards the negative thoughts, and we become unskillful to deal with that. And that is the symptom. It's like when we have a flu, what happens? We have a high temperature, headaches and aches and pains. Like you may have experienced it after you have taken this vaccine first jab. Few days aches and pains, and like somebody has beaten you badly, like that. Only Margaret is so strong. She didn't have any symptoms at all. And I was like, somebody has beaten me badly. Aches and pains are there. That's a symptom. Similar way, all those unskillful thoughts are the symptom for the stress or symptom of stress. Right? So that's why you may have heard saying, don't believe everything you think. Don't believe everything that you think. Or will you think that? Or will you accept that? And the very moment the ability to filing this thought in a proper way, and that is a skillful way, is the great weapon. Weapon against the stress and the depression or anything. That's mental related, thought related issues. Because there is a Lao Tzu, he says, what your thought, they becomes words. What your words, they becomes action. And then what your action, they become habits. What your habit, they become character. And what your character, and that becomes your destiny. So it's all in the mind. We create it. Our reaction, our response, that defines where we are at, where we want to be. So it's all in us. How do we understand this, the situation that we are in, or ABC, and how we interpret it, and what is our reaction to it? And that all our reaction to that thought is the key. So that's why, remember, practice of a meditation is not about stopping. It's not about prevention, but about recognizing and having a right attitude to it, right? A right frame of mind. Then that solves all the troubles. We will be able to see that what's going on in our mind. What are the sensations that we can observe whenever we are thinking something? What sort of emotions are boiling up when we come across with these unwanted situations? Or basically, actually, in the practice of a meditation, there is no unwanted. Good and a bad experience are treated equally here. All what we need is to be wherever you are, whatever you are doing, just be mindful. This is. That's all. And it will help us to see those different thoughts. It's like we are, as I said, we are just simply being a good spectator, watching. Watching it, what's happening. And you may have heard me saying, when you're practicing meditation, it's like you are sitting at the bank of the river, watching the river flow. All the thoughts comes and goes, nothing to do with me. I'm here just watching. I'm here just enjoying. I'm here just relax. Like I know what's going on. I'm not taking all the kings and the queens and the slaves on the stage as the reality. They're just playing their part and will go like the cloud on the sky. Just comes and goes, created and gone. It's easy to say, it's not easy to practice. Although I can say, I'm not saying that I am a master of it. Okay, I do annoyed quite often too, particularly nowadays. But I'm trying my best not to be annoyed. Okay? I'm trying my best to file it, all those thoughts. And then trying to see those, all the symptoms, saying, oh, I can't stand anymore with it, or there's something wrong, or why I can't change it. Oh, why it's not happening at all. And there's those things. I try not to have those. Whenever these thoughts arises in me, I watch it. This is coming, and I simply watch it. Whenever this comes, watch it. Whenever people try to wind me up, thank you, and then I'll just go. I take them as a good friend helping me to grow in the teachings, so I can practice more. And I know that, oh, my mind has still got these interpretation about his words, interpretation about the way he's behaving, interpretation about the way he or she is creating this situation, and how am I reacting to it. And gradually I will just look at it, interesting. I look at it, oh, very interesting. And sometimes I check myself, am I clever and intelligent, or he or she is more intelligent than me? So that's how I deal with these feelings, deal with these thoughts. So that's why in a practice, as I said, we need to be mindful of that thought. Okay? So watching that thought, how it is coming and how it is creating. So it's not about prevention, but it's about knowing and seeing. Okay? So with this, now let's practice another one more time. I want you to watch your own mind and see that whether you can organize it. Okay, so sitting comfortably and listen the gong and practice. So bring your attention to the body. Settle down, grounding yourself. Spend a few moments on your primary object, so rising, falling as breathe in and breathe out. And bring your attention to observe the entire body. What you can hear as you are paying attention to the body. What you can hear in your body. What you can feel in your body. And what about the thoughts? Can you see the thoughts arising? Can you observe it? What's going on in your mind? What's your reaction? And if you feel lost or difficult, simply bring your attention to be mindful of your body presence here. I will practice the loving kindness meditation. So bring your attention to be mindful of entire body. Feel the sensations in your body and to your hands and to your heart. Feel the beating heart. And as you feel the beating heart, generating loving kindness and compassion to yourself. I am well. I am happy. I am at peace. I am well. I am happy. I am at peace. Similarly, sharing loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings, starting from near dear ones, whatever beings there are, may they be well, may they be happy, may they be at peace. Sharing loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings, whatever beings there are, visible and invisible beings. May they be well, may they be happy, may they be at peace. May they be liberated, liberated. Slowly bring your attention to your hands and to your body. And as you hear the gong slowly coming out from practice, okay, so thank you everyone for joining me and David today. Just to give you information that in a regular basis there is talk going on every day at 6:30 on Facebook, and most of the talks are available on Varapunya Buddhist Meditation Center web YouTube, and also there the if you feel lost to find the YouTube channel, you can go to the Varapunya Meditation Center web page website, and there is a link for that. Meanwhile, David is also running the support group meetings Wednesday morning. You are also invited to join as well. In the near future, he's also going to run another kind of a credo course. So keep an eye if you would like to join. every Sunday afternoon, sorry, evening, 6:30. Tan Tita Dhammo is reading a scripture and explaining for half an hour. You're also invited to join on Facebook as well. But the rest, I think everybody knows what's going on and how naughty I am. Okay, so enjoy your day. For a few days, I won't be there. No talks. Right. Any question or anything anybody wants to say, please. Thank you, Aileen. Sorry. Okay. Anyone? If not, then enjoy your rest of the day, and we'll see you next month. Continue practicing. Okay. So I will stop live stream. You can have